Oh, I'm late getting things started today. And I'll explain why. Right now I'm uploading on the Entertainment Guy channel, which currently has 944 subscribers. Due to the fact that it's Star Wars Day for me, and I know it's been Star Wars Day for various cities around the NHL. Well, I had Star Wars Day today myself. We watched Force Awakens today in order to get to tomorrow's showing that we're going to of Last Jedi. And so I did a video today on just a comparison. I was going to do like a little short comparison video between Star Wars and Star Trek because that'll be easy. It ended up being 36 minutes. I looked at the time and I'm like, well, I guess you're just cutting it close with your other video because you got to upload that one. And so you're cutting your preview video short for today. I mean, there's 9 games, or 5 games. There were 12 yesterday. And tomorrow there's a lot more than that. But tomorrow, of course, I'm going to the new Star Wars movie, so I'll have to do a review of that one. It's one of those times where it's like, I know I don't make, a lot of coin on the Entertainment Guy channel. Spoiler alert, I haven't made any. But, I do have my love for Star Wars, which actually preceded my love for hockey. As strange as that may sound, it's true. I was 7 when I discovered Star Wars, and I was 8 when I discovered hockey. So Star Wars was already in my brain at the time of this. And Star Trek I had watched since I was 3. And I get into why I'm more Star Wars geek than Star Trek geek in that video. For this video, let's get into the hockey geek. Carolina, Buffalo, to start this one off. Really 2 hapless franchises right now. Carolina's lucky they got 7 overtime loss, shootout loss points, because if not, they'd be at 12-18. Buffalo would be 8-24. Buffalo is really at this point playing for pride. Johnson makes the start tonight for Buffalo. Ward is projected as the starter. He's the only one still not confirmed at the time I'm recording this. I don't know that it matters. I don't know that it matters between Ward or Darling right now. Carolina they're in trouble. They're absolutely in trouble. That division is, as I said yesterday, it's a juggernaut. And they're in danger of falling so far off the pace that they can't get back in. Not to mention, even if they can get their pace up, there's so many teams to pass in between themselves and the playoffs that it may be too much to ask. They have to win a game like this tonight in Buffalo. I'd be very surprised if they don't, to be completely honest. Carolina's better than this. I don't understand it. I really believe the Carolina Hurricanes have a better franchise than this. That their roster is better than this. I don't understand. I understood last year why they weren't any good. I don't understand this year why they're struggling so much. Teravainen's come around. Aho looks really good. They've still got that solid defense. Their goaltending isn't costing them games. I don't understand it. I really don't. I know Darling's had some bad goals go in. I know Ward is still Cam Ward. He's prone to bad goals too. But seriously, I don't understand. They've got to win this game tonight. Dallas is in Jersey. So Dallas is coming off of a pretty impressive win over the Islanders. Jersey is a different beast entirely. Jersey's got a 17-9-5 record. Dallas is now 18-13-1. Dallas is in the playoffs right now, as is Jersey. And that would be kind of surprising to people at the start of the year if you said, well, Dallas and Jersey in the middle of December are going to have a game, and both of them are in playoff spots. You'd be like, really? Jersey? You sure? Schneider's starting. Lettinen's starting for Dallas. Lettinen's had a few pretty solid games in a row. Can he have another one? Or is there going to be that bad game? I keep waiting for that bad game from Lettinen. And I know I did the 300-win video, and I know I'm up on the guy right now, but I'm still waiting on that bad game. It's kind of become something I wait for, and it's not fair to him, but it is something I wait for as a Dallas fan. And Corey Schneider is, I still think, one of the best goalies in the league, and he's starting to show that again this year. This is a game that to me looks like maybe a 3-0 shutout for Jersey, just personally. That's how it feels coming in. Dallas has had a good couple of games. Jersey doesn't want to fall in a division that once you've fallen, it can be really hard to get back up, unless you're Philly somehow. Philly, some weird voodoo thing going on there in Philly. I don't know what that is. They have the Force. No, that's not it. That's not it. Get out of Star Wars, Shannon. Nobody wants to hear about Star Wars. This is hockey. Hockey. Kings and Rangers. Anytime people talk about conspiracies and the NHL having a conspiracy in terms of who's going to face who when, if the NHL had a conspiracy, the LA Kings and the New York Rangers would meet in the Stanley Cup Final every year. LA and New York, huge metropolitan centers, big fan bases for both, bigger for LA than people realize, and it always garners interest in the States when the cities of Los Angeles and New York are against each other. You could argue Chicago and the Rangers would be a big draw as well, but anytime I hear, oh, well, this is all rigged by the NHL, I just kind of, it goes in one ear and out the other because of this. This is the matchup they'd want regularly. I remember in 1994, and I'm going back to something I've mentioned videos before, I heard fans say after the Canucks lost Game 7 to the Rangers that it was a conspiracy and that the NHL headquarters didn't want Vancouver winning the Cup, and they'd rigged it so that New York would win the Stanley Cup. Which is amazing because it's been 23 years plus, and they haven't won it again. So they rig it very, very badly. Or they rig it and then they go, there, you got your cup, now go away, we got to rig it for somebody else. It's ridiculous. 16-12-3 Rangers against the 29-3 Kings. Kings are coming off of a big loss against the Devils. I believe the Rangers' last game was that loss to Dallas. I would look for a big game from the Rangers and a big game from Lundqvist. Quick is a fantastic goalie as well. This game's probably going to be a 2-1 game. I didn't mention with this one either, but Carolina and Buffalo, I think that'll be like 3-2. This will probably be a 2-1 game. Nail biter, could be overtime, but my edge would go to the Rangers in that one. Toronto and Detroit. So Toronto's lost a couple now, and there's the whole Matthews cloud hanging over everything. How do you fix this? Go to Detroit. Go to Detroit. Detroit is one of the more hospitable home teams in the NHL right now. They had 7 overtime and shootout losses. As soon as it becomes overtime, they kind of roll over. And Toronto is a team that needs a team that's going to roll over for them right now. They need that confidence. They were stoned by Stalock. They were unable to knock off the Flyers as well. This is a good game for Toronto. They should get their mojo back. I would imagine 4 or 5 goals scored by Toronto. Even without Matthews, they have a deadly enough attack. And McElhinney played very, very well in the last game he played. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. McElhinney was fantastic in his last game. I think he had 41 saves in his last game. And Howard, much like Lettinen, is probably due for an iffy game. I would expect probably a 5-2 Toronto win. Just based on the fact that Detroit has now taken that spot from Philly as probably the unluckiest team in the NHL. I don't qualify Philly as the unluckiest because that 10 losses in a row just takes them out of bad luck and just puts them in the bad category. Yeah, they've had 5 wins in a row. For me, Detroit is unlucky. They don't get the breaks right now, even more so than the Flyers. The Flyers are on a 5-game winning streak. Can't call them unlucky right now. So watch for Toronto to reverse things, and for things in Detroit could potentially get worse before they get better. It could be quite a while before they get better. All right. The last game of tonight features the San Jose Sharks coming off of a win in Calgary, 3-2 win against the Markstrom-led 14-14-4 Canucks. The Canucks have lost 4 in a row. They've lost all of them in regulation. They've been outscored 20-5 in their last 4 games. If anybody out there still thinks, well, they'll turn it around and make the playoffs, I think they're crazy. The loss of Horvat and Berchi has had an effect, but not a 15-goal difference over 4 games. It's had somewhat of a ripple effect, but honestly, the Canucks were overachieving, and now they're back to where they probably should have been from the start. For Vancouver, Markstrom has to have a good game, and sadly, it's the Sharks coming to town, and the Sharks usually will feast on the Canucks. Usually, the Sharks feast on the Canucks. And I don't know that it's not going to be ugly. Could very well be ugly. After what Nashville did to Vancouver, I would love to say, well, Vancouver will bounce back for pride's sake, but I don't know that they have a roster right now that's capable of it. So again, it's a Canucks game, and I'm going to this saying, what's Brock Besser going to do? I hope he gets a point or two, maybe a goal again. Can the Sedins get assists on one of those goals? And from there, if they win, awesome. If they don't, it's fine. It's fine. But San Jose's coming in, playing really well. Joe Thornton's playing very well. And San Jose has good scoring depth, really solid defense. Brent Burns, even when he's not scoring, he's still a very useful defenseman. I don't understand the obsession with his point scoring. I saw it in Hockey News, I think they talk about it. And there's an article on TSN about it as well. And it's like, come on, guys, just back off a little bit on him. Just let him breathe. We almost need that kid that screamed, "Leave Brittany alone." You almost need that kid for this because Brent Burns is just fine and the Sharks are just fine. 17, 10, and 3. They're third in that division. And they are bound and determined to work their way up. And I wouldn't bet against the Sharks right now. Okay, so those are the 5 games for tonight. You guys can let me know what you think. Let me know your winners, your losers, that kind of thing. I understand this is going to be posted after, I think, 4 of these games start at 4 o'clock. And I apologize. But it is a Star Wars day. I had to watch Force Awakens with Yvonne. She made me promise her weeks ago, and I said, all right, we'll do it. So since it's on tomorrow morning, we had to do it now. Because tonight I plan to watch some hockey. And I haven't got to the mail in the last couple of days. I need to go by and check my mail as well. But I will get this uploaded, and hopefully this is uploaded and processed before the game start. Thank you guys for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. Lots of liking and subscribing going on right now, and I'm very, very impressed by that. Thank you very much. Of course, the likes help YouTube decide what they will and they won't promote to the actual people doing the liking. I think that's the way they say the algorithm works. So let's say if you hit like on this video, they're more likely to recommend videos from me or videos that they deem as also being in that same realm. So if somebody likes this video and likes something from, say, Red Letter Media, and if enough people do that, eventually you'll get Red Letter Media suggestions based on liking my videos. I think that's how they've described that it works. And if you dislike it, you won't get recommendations for my videos. You won't, and for videos of the like. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And as I said, Entertainment Guy at 944. I'm really pushing for 1,000 on that channel, and I've just as much passion when it comes to movies and TV as I do for hockey. But hockey is definitely the more popular of the 2 channels. So thank you very much for watching. Best of luck to all 10 teams tonight, but only 5 of them can win. And we'll see how many of these go to overtime. I have a funny feeling overtime could be prominent tonight. Let me know what you think in the comments section about that as well. And I'll talk to you again soon.